the synagogue location. Between 6 to 20 shots heard.
Right now on 10 News this morning, a deadly synagogue shooting in Poway. One person dead and 3 others injured just months after the massacre at a synagogue in Pittsburgh.
And we have team coverage on what we are learning about this attack. 10 News this morning starts right now.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Good morning. It is Sunday, April 28th. I'm Melissa Messiah.
I'm Mary McKenzie, and we have mayhem after gunman opens fire in Poway. We have team coverage of the deadly shooting, which left 1 person dead, 3 hurt in a Poway synagogue. And
first, we do want to get really quick to your forecast here on this Sunday morning. Let's take you outside. This is a live look at a very quiet Coronado Bridge. In this area, 61 degrees. Those winds moving out of the west at 5 miles per hour. The sunrise here at 6:05. So we are dealing with those clouds once again, a similar weather pattern to what we saw yesterday. As we look ahead here, hour by hour along the coast, we are going to reach the upper 60s to near 70 in some spots. Again, it's going to be very cloudy today, a mix of sun and clouds. Some areas along the coast, well, you might not get that sunshine today. In our inland valleys here, we are going to hit near the mid 70s. Of course, tonight we are talking about a change. Some showers, possible thunderstorms in the forecast. We will get to that in our 7-day.
And now to our developing story out of Poway, where one person has been killed after a teen opened fire at the Chabad of Poway Synagogue.
Here's what we know so far. A woman was killed. 3 other people, including a young girl, were wounded. Doctors say 2 of those survivors are stable right now. The other survivor, the Chabad's rabbi, might lose a finger. And all of this played out on the last day of Passover, one of the most holy days of the year for the Jewish community. We've also learned the suspect, 19-year-old John Ernest, who is in custody right now, had no prior arrests.
And we begin our team coverage this morning with 10 News reporter Natay Holmes, who is live outside the Chabad of Poway.
And Natay, the community showing support, condolences after the shooting.
Yeah, that's right. Many folks have been showing condolences and just their prayers, of course, for the folks that were inside of the synagogue at that time. Now, the Sheriff's Department says that there aren't any known threats to any other worship places around the county, and they do still encourage folks to go to their Sunday morning services. But as you can see right behind me, they still have this area completely blocked off here this morning. But the Sheriff's Department believes that the shooter, John Ernest, acted alone in the shooting, and the gun used was bought just weeks ago. Now, around 11:30 yesterday morning, Ernest walked into the Chabad of Poway with an assault-type rifle and opened fire. 1 person died, 3 others hurt in the shooting, including the rabbi. And we're told the rabbi also doubled as a sheriff's chaplain. Now, the suspect drove off. An off-duty Border Patrol agent tried to stop him by firing at his car, but only the vehicle was hit. Now, Ernest was arrested shortly after near Rancho Bernardo and Interstate 15. Now, this morning, there are still a few road closures as investigators continue to gather evidence. This includes Espola Road, Chabad Way, parts of Summerfield Lane, Rock Road, Alondra Drive, and the westbound Rancho Bernardo Road between southbound I-15 off-ramp and West Bernardo Drive. If you're living in this area, just keep in mind that these areas are blocked off this morning. Now, as the Sheriff's Department provides more patrols to places of worship, they encourage everyone to just remain vigilant. Live in Poway, Natay Holmes, 10 News.
And Natay will check back in with you in just a bit. Now, this is a picture of Lori Gilbert Kay, the woman who was killed in yesterday's synagogue shooting. Family and friends of Lori have posted online. In the Jewish Journal, a friend wrote about what a great life she led and how she was a jewel to the community, whose final good deed was jumping in front of one of the Chabad's rabbis to save his life.
Well, witnesses say that the rabbi of the Chabad of Poway also acted very heroically during the shooting. He suffered significant injuries to both of his hands. Rabbi Yisroel Goldstein, he founded the Chabad of Poway more than 30 years ago. His 2 sons are also rabbis there. Staff members at Palomar Medical Center, they are treating him. They say he was shot in both hands and will likely lose one of his fingers. You're looking at Danny Almog right now. He was inside the synagogue, still wearing his bloody shirt. He talked to us outside the hospital about the rabbi.
Both fingers were like, one was completely cut, the other one was like hanging. And he just cared to run after the kids and grab them. He didn't care about the shooter. The rabbi was just going all around to try to save somebody.
And the 3 other shooting victims were taken to the hospital. That includes Lori Gilbert Kay, the woman who died, as well as 34-year-old Almog Peretz and 9-year-old Noya Dahan. Both have shrapnel wounds. Goldstein and Peretz stayed overnight at the hospital. Dahan was transferred to Rady Children's.
After news broke of yesterday's shooting, many people understandably wanted to show their solidarity as a community, coming together to pray and try to make sense of what happened. There was a large gathering at the Rancho Bernardo Community Presbyterian Church near the Chabad where a vigil was held. The church was standing room only.
You dispel the fear, as you congregate and come together.
It makes me stronger in my faith because I do believe, that we have to love each other.
Many of the people came together just last month when Escondido police were investigating an arson case at a mosque there. The sheriff's department says it will be providing extra patrols at all of the places of worship this weekend. Deputies reminding everyone to stay vigilant.
And we'll continue our team coverage now this morning with new information about the suspect. 19-year-old John Ernest was booked into jail just a few hours ago on first-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder charges.
10 News reporter Travis Rice is live in Rancho Penasquitos outside of the home where he lives with his parents. And Travis, police raided that house overnight.
Yes, they did, and they are still here. The Sabbath has passed, but the big question still remains why a teenager going to school for helping people would commit something many people are calling an act of domestic terrorism. Now, police have identified the suspect as 19-year-old Josh Ernest. The 19-year-old was a student at Cal State San Marcos with no prior criminal record. Police say the shooter used an assault rifle type weapon yesterday, and that weapon may have jammed. Police say the 19-year-old surrendered after calling in 911 himself, then seeing a canine officer near him on the road in Rancho Bernardo on I-15.
Suspect pulled over, jumped out of his car with his hands up, and was immediately taken into custody by the San Diego Police Department. As the officer was placing this 19-year-old male into custody, he clearly saw a rifle sitting on the front passenger's seat.
Police say they have evidence linking the suspected shooter to a mosque fire in Escondido last month, which he also bragged about in his 4,000-word manifesto. Live in Rancho Penasquitos, Travis Rice, 10 News.
All right, Travis, thank you. President Trump condemned the Poway attack. He was at a rally in Wisconsin yesterday, said the country is rallying behind the community.
Tonight, America's heart is with the victims of the horrific synagogue shooting in Poway, California just happened. Our entire nation mourns the loss of life, prays for the wounded, and stands in solidarity with the Jewish community.
And he went on to say that anti-Semitism and hate must be defeated.
The president also took to Twitter, writing in part thoughts and prayers to all those affected by the shooting. God bless you all. Law enforcement did an outstanding job. The mayor of Poway says President Trump called him, offering assistance following the tragic shooting. And 2020 presidential candidate and former VP Joe Biden also tweeted saying, Jill and I are devastated to hear about today's shooting at the Chabad Poway Synagogue. No one should have to worship in fear. As a country, we must speak out against bigotry and gun violence. We're in the battle for the soul of this nation, and it's on all of us to act.
This shooting emergency yesterday, it involved a number of locations. You heard Chief David Nisleit talking about that, but throughout Poway, Rancho Bernardo. And I just want to let you know we do have an interactive map to show you where all of this happened. And then we're also posting and continuing to post the latest information as we get it at 10news.com.
Now, San Diego's most accurate forecast. This is 10 News Pinpoint Weather.
We do want to switch gears here to talk
about. Yeah, you talked about showers. I remember yesterday, so I'm still hanging on to that, wondering if we're expecting those tonight.
Not today. Tonight, that's when we start to see our first chance of that. So we'll get to that here at 5:09. A cloudy shot as we take a look at Mission Bay on this early Sunday morning. Across the county, we are already seeing the low 60s in many areas. Escondido 60, Poway 60 as well. El Cajon, you are at 59 currently. Alpine at 51, and over in Fallbrook, good morning, 57 degrees. Well, it's this low pressure system that is the dominant weather pattern. So that is going to continue to deepen our marine layer here and also bring with it a chance of, yes, light showers into our overnight hours. So by 9 o'clock, we could see some of those light showers already start to push on in this cell here right by downtown, and also this moving on shore here up in the North County. While many of us are sleeping, we could continue to see those light showers fall, and for the morning commute as many of us are heading into work tomorrow. So definitely something to keep in mind. So taking a look again at our weather headlines, we are talking about that chance for showers and even the possibility of thunderstorms. So again, overnight into tomorrow. By later on in the week, we are going to see temperatures once again rising to near average. So by Thursday, the rest of the week should be dry. Our forecast highs for today, we're going to see the 60s along our coastline. A little bit warmer as we head toward our inland spots. We're going to see the 70s, Fallbrook, Escondido, Poway, mid 70s for your Sunday. 7-day forecast. So you can see we are going to drop a few degrees Monday into Tuesday, but then by Wednesday, we're talking about dry weather for the rest of the week. In our inland spots here, we'll see the 70s. We are still going to be dealing with those morning clouds, however. A drop in temperatures as well Monday into Tuesday, and then high pressure will once again start to build toward the latter half of the week. 60s in the mountains and 90s today in the deserts.
And we do have some other big stories to cover here this morning. Straight ahead, a La Jolla woman who survived the Sri Lankan Easter bombings. She's counting her blessings. We'll tell you what she says may be the reason she survived.
And that could have happened to me.
Escaping a deadly crane collapse, why firefighters say a crane collapsed at a construction site in Seattle, killing 4 people.
A new development in the case of a missing Southern California boy. His family members have been arrested in connection with his possible murder.